cooking. I am going to make a pie out of this Kabocha Squash. That's what we're going to make a pie out of this. I'm doing the crust now. I will be doing the pie tomorrow. I have to cook that squash, get it ready for tomorrow. And I'm going to let the pastry actually sit for a whole 24 hours. Now we need 2 tablespoons of grated butter, unsalted, and we're going to be sticking it in the freezer. That's exactly where they want us to put it. Okay. Take the rest of this butter out and get it into the freezer. So I'm going to let this crust actually sit 24 hours while I get other stuff together for this pie. Okay. You want this what? Chilled and divided. Okay. All right. They want you to take another 8 tablespoons or a stick of butter, and they want us to cut it into 1/2-inch squares. I know I'm talking what we're doing. That's about 1/2 inch. They want it chilled, so I'm going to slice it and get it into the refrigerator while I'm putting the other stuff together, while we're getting all this together. Are you having fun down there, Taffy? I'm putting this in the refrigerator. Okay. It's getting a little softer. I left it out for a while and I want to make sure that it's a little chilled. Now they want us 3/4 of a cup of flour in here into a food processor. Do make sure you measure it out level, please. If you don't, you're not going to get it right. And if you shake it down in a liquid measuring cup, you're really going to lose the balance that you have. And we're going to add 1 tablespoon of wheat germ to make sure that we cover. Hello, Megan, Adele, and a pie crust for a pie tomorrow. I'm making the crust today, and I have to get the squash ready for tomorrow as well. We've had it cooked, and it's really a nice, it does have the flavor of pumpkin and squash combined with a sweetness, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to make a pie with it because I really like it. All right, we need a tablespoon of sugar and a food processor as well. So this is the crust that we're actually making at this point, and we'll put it in the refrigerator till tomorrow. So it'll be nice and chilled and it'll work. And tomorrow, don't forget, come cook with me. We're having that going as well tomorrow morning. This will probably be, the pie will probably be done in the afternoon. We need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. If they say table salt, it just means regular salt, because there are a lot of different salts out there. A lot of people don't know that, but there really are. They do have a different flavor. Each one is a little saltier, a little less than the other. Hi, Malaya. Hi. Ruth. We're making the crust for a pie tomorrow. I am going to take this Kabocha Squash. It tastes like pumpkin and squash together, and I want to cook this today. I'm going to get the crust into the refrigerator, and tomorrow morning I'm going to be putting this pie together. So I thought it'd be nice It has a nice taste between a pumpkin and a squash with a sweetness. And I said, this is going to be good as a pie. It's got to be good. Okay. Better put the lid. So that's what we're getting this ready for. Okay, we did that. Wasn't that easy pulsing twice? It's about 30 seconds. Tell her my judge. Okay, now we're going to take that stick of butter that we cut. And we're going to drop it in here. I'm not the best cook. Believe Megan, I make mistakes. I mean, I sat there and made those Christmas muffins, and I forgot to put the almond extract in it. So I make mistakes. Believe chefs and cooks make mistakes, but we try to correct them as much as we can, as they say. Come on. All right, now what do you want me to do? Now that I did this, these forms. Okay. Using your hands, carefully break paste into 2-inch chunks and redistribute. Okay. If I find any, I'll let you know. No, there are none. So now what do you want me to do? You're messing up here. This is not homogeneous paste. Mine did not do that. You want me to use my hands and do this? Okay. All right. They want us to take our hands and sort of put it together. Oh, don't cut yourself in the process. And that's what I'm doing right now. Then we'll add more flour. I've never made this crust, so this is a little different. But I'm always like that, trying something new. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'll be right back. I just cut my hand. And I have to go get a Band-Aid. Ah, dang, that hurts. First, I'm going to have to bleed it so I can get a Band-Aid on it. Oh. The pitfalls of cooking. It'll be perfect. Hi, listen. I might have to leave for a minute or two. I've got a bleeding finger here. Right now, I'm just bleeding it so when I put a Band-Aid on, it won't be all over the food. See, I don't lie. People get hurt in the kitchen. All right. Give me a minute. I have to go get a Band-Aid. Now you know why I have Band-Aids in the kitchen. That's exactly what they told me to do in the bowl, Paul. Why do you think I did it? I said I'd never done this recipe before. Matter of fact, it could stay the way it is. I ain't touching it. I'll add more. But I'm not going to do that again. Oh, God. Oh, I get a dark color Band-Aid this time. Okay. I don't care. I just want to close it up. Wrap it tight, Sandra. I know that's going to cut the circulation a bit, but it'll clot, and that's what I want it to do. Now that I'm not going to do that, I'll do it this way. I'm not getting cut for them. Okay. Yeah, carefully. No, I am not doing that. All right, we'll add another half a cup. But there want another half a cup of flour in here. Okay. Okay. They say stick your hand and be careful not to cut yourself. Don't you just love that? Let me warn you. Lock it in, Sandra. Okay, we did that. We haven't added the ice water. You haven't asked me to add the ice. To add it. Fourth of a cup. Well, this isn't working the way you want it to do, but that's all right. I don't know why you're not working, but that's okay. Okay, now you want the frozen butter in there with everything else. Okay. All right, we're going to put the frozen butter in here now. Now this is 10 tablespoons of butter in here. And it's not doing what they want it to do. That's all right. When I get done with it, it'll be. Okay, we did that. Mix it to a bowl and add flour. Okay, we're going to the bowl. Now it's sticking. See? And I'm right-handed and I cut my right hand. No, I got a nice sharp one. Mine's metal and very sharp. As you can find out, I just found out. Okay. You want it to stick together? Ain't doing it, honey. Yeah, I can do it now. I can get it together like this. So we'll work it with our hands. I might be better. No, it's not cookies. This is a pie. This is going to be the crust for the pie. All right, you want how much water? 2 tablespoons ice water. Well, the water's cold coming out of the faucet because it's winter. Toss with a rubber spatula. Right. How much water would you want? 4. Okay. They want 2 right now. And they want us to work it like this. Okay. Toss and combine. Okay. Then you probably want me to use something else. Yeah, I figured as much. They don't want you to handle it too much because the more you handle it, the more heavy the crust is going to be. So they figure doing it like this will keep it from. I will. God bless. Vicki, you're back again. Okay. Now they want us to add 2 more tablespoons. My finger really hurts. I didn't believe they said do it. Okay, I did it. Okay. So we'll take care of this. I want to call it a pumpkin squash. But we'll make that pie tomorrow. We've got to get that squash together. Okay. All right, that's wet. Now what do you want me to do? I know, saran wrap, right? The whole logic of doing all of this is for us not to touch this dough any more than we have to. The less you touch it, the lighter and flakier it's going to be. So we need a saran wrap. When you think I cut my fingers, you should see my mother. Every week she had Band-Aids on her fingers. She demanded, my father, I want sharp knives. I think they were like scalpels. Really, really sharp. And there he'd sharpen on Sunday afternoon. My Monday morning, my mother had Band-Aids on her fingers for the week. So it seems it runs on this side of the family, on my side. Okay. Okay. I bought liver, calf's liver. My mother didn't cook calf's liver. My father didn't like it, so it wasn't a dish that we had. And I found a recipe for it. Oh, and I found for pate, which they don't want you to touch this, okay? So they want you to use the saran wrap. Bring it into a disc. And what size disc do they want? 5-inch disc. Well, they're going to be lucky if they get that with me. So the less you handle your crust, the better you're going to be. That's why they use the food processor to do it. And keeping the heat of your hand off will make it better. Okay. So much easier to pat it by your hand, but they want it like this. Now we're going to put this in the refrigerator and we're going to leave it till tomorrow morning. Oh, I do. Just as long as I don't cut myself, I always have a good time. Okay, so this goes in the refrigerator till tomorrow. Now we've got to take care of that. I don't need this book anymore. Cutting board. Okay, we're going to have to take care of this. So this is I'll repeat it, Kabocha, Kabocha Squash. But it has such a lovely flavor, you know. Let me put it there. You need to remember. Should always have a mallet in the kitchen so we can do your work. Hi, Robert. The move. Hi. Okay. This is the only way I can get this thing open. I'm not going to kill myself. That's pretty hard. I wonder if I can get through that. Okay. We can. All right. No, it's not going to go yet. Okay. I'm going to cook this with very little water because I don't want it soggy for the pie tomorrow. And it has to be cool anyway. And with the crust in the refrigerator, the dough for the crust, it'll be nice and flaky tomorrow. Oh, Vicki, you're lucky. I haven't seen 75. I wouldn't fit in my blue jean skirts. That was a Mrs. 8. There's no way these hips are going back to a Mrs. 8. That was a tiny little thing. I'm having fun today. Throwing everything everywhere. Okay. We're going to have to cut this, peel this thing, and it's going to be hard. I mean, this squash is so unusual. First time I tried it, and it was so sweet. And I said, oh, I have got to make a pie out of this one, you know? Okay, we got that out. And yes, I have a sharp knife too. You were a junior in high school. What year was that, Vicki? Let's see. I was in high school in 68 to 73 because one school would not accept the credits from another school in a different state. Because they said those kind of people from there are, well, what they said wasn't very nice. And I said, I'm not that kind of female. He said, well, you can't prove it because you're from there, you know. I know, be careful. It's got a hard skin on it, so do be careful if you're going to do it. 1975, you came after me because I was in I was already out of high school. 75. Mine was 68 to 73. I remember when the principal said, you know, we know what kind of girls you are. And I looked at him and I said, what are you? You know? So I learned what people thought of people. It's very hard to peel. I'm not going to lie to you. This mother is very difficult to peel. That pie better be good. Oh, God. Now you see why you put your hands like this. Nothing can get cut. Well, Adam, you sent a lot of little things going. You see, it's a lot of work. Now you can leave the skin on if you're boiling it because it's really tender. Right now it's tough as a rock. Okay, go back a little. Okay, you don't want to be chopped. Okay. This knife is going to be dull when I'm done with this. So what all of you have been doing all day? Hi, Melody. I already did the damage. A pie. We've got the dough is going to be in the refrigerator till tomorrow, and we're making this pie tomorrow. But I have to cook this and get it ready for tomorrow. So there'll be a part 2 on this. This will be the first time I'm making it. When I tasted the pumpkin, it had such a lovely, well, it's not a pumpkin. It has a pumpkin and a squash flavor with a sweetness in it. And I said, shoot, this would be good as a pie. But it's called Kabocha Squash. I got the paper up there so I remember the name of it. And it just tasted too good not to try, you know. But hard as it is to peel. As you can see, it's not being very nice about taking a peeling. Okay, This doesn't want to come off, so we'll cut this in quarters. I know you're not supposed to use the mallet like that, but that's all right. It works for me. That's easier. That's one piece. Okay, we got half of it done. Hello, Axe. Tim, we're getting ready to make a pie tomorrow. We're getting everything ready today. But this squash has to be cooked. See, when you love food, and you make it, you get such great ideas. So many people make the same dish all the time. I understand stress because I've done that. But when the stress is removed, it's really nice what you can do and what you can think of what you can do. It's just like women who crochet. A lot of women crochet because knitting they find difficult, or needle lace, or embroidery is too time consuming and stuff, or tapestry. But you get creative. You start working and then you try something that has a lovely flavor or something. You say, what can I do with this, you know? And once you have the basics down, you can run forward. Don't cut your finger again, Sandra, please. Okay. Okay, I will split this here so I can be able to lay it on its side. No, I don't think I'm going to be able to. I have to turn that on its side to do that. Okay, now you're coming. Let me get you off. Hear that blade hitting? It's going to have to be sharpened. Come on. probably saying, I don't know if I want to do this. It's to the board. It's very difficult because you're right against the wall. That's what's making this so difficult, is you are actually against the wall. And I'm on the edge over here. My counter, I don't have a big work area. As big as this kitchen is, I got a 2 by 3 foot work area. So if you want more room, well, I'd have to redo my kitchen, and I don't have the money to do that. So I have to make it work like everything else, like everybody else. You make it work. I have a dream kitchen in my head up here, but I don't have it. So I have to make things work. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. Okay, you're clean. You're not. Okay, I gotta clean this mess up now. Okay, right here. I mean, I give you as much room as I can, but I need a work area as well. It's just, it's difficult. I will be able to get this thing cooked. Just about ready. Just let me clean up a bit and we'll get it to cook. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, now we can cut it. Oh, am I okay, too? Am I going to spend the whole day cracking this thing? All right. Gosh darn. What's funny is it's so tender and sweet. Okay. When you're right now, you're going to have some elbow grease to take care of this. Okay. Okay. How did I miss that? They're about this size. Try to get them all about the same size. I think I'm not going to be able to do that. This way, I guess. I know that dulls my night. That's a Kabocha Squash. It is hard. I'm not going to lie about it. Okay, if you want to go in the sink, that's all right. Because you're coming back up here anyway. It's no different than going into bones, you know. Because after I cook all this, I'm going to mash this up. Because I want it all ready for tomorrow. Nothing else you can say, I'm going to earn the right to this pie tomorrow. It's fighting me every inch of the way. They must have just come in. Okay, that was work. I can say this pie is making me really work. Now, I hate adding a lot of water, so what I'm going to do is add a fourth of a cup, not a fourth of a cup, a fourth of an inch of water, bring it to a boil, then turn it down to simmer and let the steam cook these so I don't cook all the nutrients out, so I get all the nutrients that I'm looking for. Washington, hi Wes. Axe. Yeah, Tim, I'm getting a workout today. This, you could say I earned this one. Okay, that's a fourth of an inch. All right, guys, I know I took it out. Don't tell me I left it. Sandra, did I put it back here? I sure did. I thought I took the lid out. Can't use that finger, Sandy. You'll catch it for her. Okay, we're going to bring that to a boil. I don't know how long it's going to set. From the Bronx. Hi, Paul. You're at the other end of the metropolitan area. Yeah. So, what part of the Bronx are you in? Now, I don't know how hard it's going to be to mash this, but if it's going to give me a problem mashing it, I'm going to hit the roof. From the Bronx. Oh. Okay, so this is going to come to a boil, and I'm only putting like this much water in it. Northeast Bronx River Projects. Oh, okay. I know where you're at. We had a girlfriend that was from there. Hi, Silent. I like that. You're quiet. Boy, I thought all the haters were going to be on this time. I was just waiting for you guys because you were really on my case this morning. I guess you didn't like what I said. But that was history I gave you. Scotland here. Oh, hi! I was just reading about Scotland. Matter of fact, I'm watching Highlander. We're on the last episode. Silent. Okay. And I was reading up on the Scots. It was coming across my newsfeed. I said, okay, why not? I'll read. Because of Highlander, you know, it's really been coming through a lot. The country's beautiful. They stayed there. I've never been there, but I've heard it's a beautiful country. Okay, so this is on high. And like I said, only add this much. Because the more water you add, I love it. I love Outlander. March 6th, I think I'm going to try to make cheddar cheese popcorn. And I am going to sit down and probably stay up to the wee hours watching the whole thing and then start at the beginning all over because I really like that show. They say Blood of My Blood, but I haven't gotten into it yet. Blood of My Blood, because that is supposedly Claire's parents got sent back in time. I want to get more into that, but I want to finish the Outlander first before I do that. Have you heard anything about it? About Blood of My Blood? Where are you? I'm in my kitchen, but if you want to know where I live in the United States, in the state of New York. Oh, Paul, that's where I'm at. Okay, it's starting to boil. I'm going to turn it down and then I have time. I don't believe that thing was so hard. The other one wasn't as hard as that one was. Come on, I need you to really go so I can turn you down. It's about Claire, who gets, she's a married woman. She was a nurse during World War II. The war was over. Had just been declared and all, and her husband and her were getting back together because he was doing statistics and war planning in England. And what she does is she touches a stone, and next thing she knows, she's transported way back in time. And what happens next is a fiasco. She ends up having to be married, so she's married to two men out of different times. And she falls in love with Jamie. She got pregnant, and she lost it, supposedly. Well, we don't know how the ending is going to go. Throbbing and letting me know it's there. And her daughter, now when she went back in time to come back right after World War II, she's with her husband, but she comes back pregnant from Jamie. And the daughter that he said he'll raise her as his own. And then what happens next is that they end up in a divorce because of her, Claire. And then her daughter doesn't believe her And I don't know, then her daughter believes what she says, that her father came from the past, and they thought he was dead. And then they found, because she knew his whole name, they found a place where there was publishing by this person. So Claire goes back in time and leaves her daughter in the modern time. And then something happens. Well, it's very confusing, but it's actually time traveling is what it's all about. So that's what I'm watching, and I cannot wait. I have to wait till the 6th of March, but I want to learn how to make cheddar cheese popcorn. I know some of the things they add into it is a binder, but I'm wondering, since I already dehydrated white cheddar, yes, you can dehydrate white cheddar. Well, believe you me, there are 10 seasons. We're on season 10, and they said they're making another part, which is called Blood of My Blood, after this is finished, which is Claire's parents who got sent back in time, and they never came back, so she lost her parents, and her uncle had to raise her, and he was not an architect, he was the ones who look up dead things at the pyramid and all, archaeologist. I couldn't think of it. Yeah. My girlfriend introduced it when it was on season 6, and so I stayed up all night watching 1 through 6 to catch up with her. And I just called her the other day and told her that it's coming on March 6th, and they're not letting out anything about it. They're hiding how the ending's going to be on this. So everybody's excited, but I'm going to miss Jamie, and I'm going to miss Claire and the whole group. I mean, some of them have died, and I miss those characters because they were so wild and everything else. And you'll, if you watch it, it gets intriguing, and they even do points of where Jamie is in prison and all, and Claire has to come to get him. And well, let's say it gets interesting, and she's got a mouth on her and an opinion. And at that time, women didn't, so there's a lot of interplay on the whole thing, but they put a lot into this, and it's really an interesting program. But it's got me on the edge of my seat, and I can't wait to see this part. I was hoping it would go another 2-3 years. They die of old age. I'm hoping that happens, but they've never done what we think is going to happen, so I just have to wait. So now we're waiting for that. Then I'm going to mash it up, cool it down, and that's it for today. And I have to start making some biscuit mix. So I want to make some calzones. Hi, Shane. So I'm looking forward to doing that too. Hi, Chris. One. Oh, God. Just ignore the insults. They're ridiculous. If they ask stupid questions and stuff, just bypass them. Oh, of course. They're there. You should have heard them this morning. One of them didn't want to hear about history. And I said, well, evidently you must have failed it in class. But anyway, gave me some governmental lessons that I had to learn in government. You wished one. And by the way, you know what my husband would tell you? What you just said, he would sit there and say, you must have your nose too close to your anus. Except he would do it slang and you would know what he means. But you probably don't even know what anus means anyway. But I knew they were coming back. Ta-da! Jim's got to get put back. Oh, God. So what's everybody doing this evening? He was to me, he was perfect with all of his faults for me, you know. Well, people say, wait a minute, if he has faults, he's not perfect, but he was perfect for me. That's how I look at it. Chris. It's doing very, very well. Okay, let's see, a bowl of this shoot. Just to make sure I have room to maneuver for. When we finish this, this will be the end of it, this video. But I have a few minutes, we're waiting for the pumpkin. You ready?
Yes, I am. I definitely see you tomorrow or later tonight, and I will share with you what I want to show you, okay?
Okay.
It's important. I want to share it with you.
All right. The trolls are back.
Be well, Mommy.
I will. Okay. We're making the crust, and we're using the kabocha. I can't pronounce this word. Kabocha squash. And we're going to make a pie with it tomorrow, but we have to get all this done and cooked and cooled and stuff, and we'll make the pie tomorrow. Okay, Axe. But that's what we're making. Everything I'm doing today is for the pie tomorrow. And tomorrow, come cook with me. We're going to be making mushroom scones. I've already given you the list of everything that we're going to need. And they're much better than people think. A lot of people think they go for supper or something, but these are so good. They are excellent. I mean, scrambled eggs and that with coffee, you don't have a problem. Okay. We're just waiting for this. There's nothing more I can do until that squash is done. And then we're going to mash it. Then I'm going to treat it like a pumpkin. Mash it. Get it into the pie tomorrow. And we'll see how it comes out. You're not done enough. I want you done. I'm going to mash you. I want it easy. It's almost done, and then we'll be done for today. That's all. So salad, you know what we're doing. But tomorrow, I'm going to have cube steaks with that. I don't know what vegetable I'm going to serve with it, but we're going to have the scones and the cube steaks, I know, tomorrow. sounds good. I know it sounds really good. I do want to try it. Because they said it tastes like a pumpkin and a squash and sweet. So I said, listen, pumpkin pie tastes good, and this has a similar taste to pumpkin. Though I'll probably use a squash pie for the recipe because it is a squash. But the flavors should be most interesting when we put them together and see how it comes out. Now, I don't know when I'll be back. I'll probably do this pie in the afternoon like I did today. I'm not sure of the time yet. Depends upon what happens tomorrow. So I can't give you an absolute, though I'd like to say the exact time, but I can't. But we're just waiting for the squash. And I'll take it out. I don't want the liquid with it, though. Because if it's too liquidy, the pie will take longer to cook. So I want to make sure. I might have to dry it out if it's too liquidy. We'll have to see. Once I mash it, if there's a lot of water, I'm going to have to cook it down more. So I don't know yet. Then I have to wait. Like you. So what do you guys want to talk about? Do you have any ideas? What's a good, healthy lunch for the grandkids? Anything can be healthy if you make it from scratch and you add nutrition. So what are you thinking about? And then we can move forward from that. For a snack, healthy lunch, God, I can think of so many things. Okay, I hope you're enjoying your lunch. Hi, Boo Boo. Megan, hi. Healthy lunch for the grandkids. Well, one thing I would definitely leave out are chips, fries, sodas, and candy. Does that pretty much wipe out everything they want to eat? Today, hot soup and grilled ham and cheese sandwiches would be lovely for lunch. A soup that they would like. Children probably would like chicken noodle soup more. Or if it was warm, I would say cottage cheese and a fruit cocktail would be very nice. I wouldn't give them Frank's. No, I wouldn't give them Frank's. If you want to make them hamburgers for lunch, that would be nice for the grandkids too. Though they probably scream hot dogs first, but if you're thinking of health, think of that first. God, when my children were little, I used to give them yogurt. So if they wanted a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I made sure it was on whole wheat bread. And I would definitely make sure that they had fruit and cottage cheese with it because I wanted to cover for them. A beautiful lunch for adults is lox and bagels. Now, those are good. Oh, Polish sausage. Don't get me started. That is very good. Very, very corn husk. That is very, very good. Kielbasa would be good for lunch too, and you could slice it thin. If they like a buffet and they're watching television, a program that with you, you could set them up like a little buffet of things like that and boiled eggs that they could eat and make sure there's fruit there for them and they'll eat it. Very good. The French bread that I made, you could slice it 1/16 of an inch thin. Put your oven at 350 and you can toast it and then you grind it up and you can end up with breadcrumbs. I'll show you how to do that. Oh yeah, you're running out of water. I knew you would. Okay. Let's see how much water I have left and what I have. After I get the pumpkin out, we'll see. I keep calling it pumpkin. I'm sorry. Get the squash out. Here's all the water I have. None. Cook it right up. Isn't that nice how that works? I'll mash this. If it's this dry, I don't have to add anything to it. I don't want to use the big masher, so I'm using the little one. Yeah, these are dry. We'll see if this works. If it doesn't work, I'm going to cry. It's almost like a potato, but it's a squash. But I keep on thinking it's going to be good as a pie. I think I'm going to have more than I need, but that's all right. I'll think of something to do with it. Have you ever gone airtight? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. That would be good. See, I already ate. You know what I ate because I sat there and prepared it. But I was looking up how to do lamb heart. And I found a tortilla recipe. I do have a tortilla recipe. I also found a pate. I have a fruit pate and a liver pate. And I was so happy that I got that. Well, this better come out. It almost acts like egg yolk. Okay, that gives you an idea. We'll see how this comes out. If I have to blend this up, maybe I should put it in a food processor tomorrow and see what I get. Might blend it up better. Isaiah, I'm trying this vegetable, preparing it for a pie tomorrow. It'll be like a squash pie. But I think I'm going to have to put this in the food processor and blend this sucker up. I think I'm going to have to add some liquid to this. So let me get my stuff back out. This is going to take a little longer. Okay. I just want to get it ready for tomorrow, that's all. So I might have to add some water or milk or something to this if it's going to stay dry like this. Because pumpkin isn't that dry. I would have used water it cooked in, but there's no water. So food processor come back out over here. And I'll find my blade and everything. And don't stick my finger in there, though they tell me to do it. I'm not going to do it next time. Okay, where did I put that blade? Yeah, I'm not cutting myself again. That hurt too much. Okay. I'll put you in here and see what we get here. Oh, God, that's hot. Okay. I want to try to get it the texture of pumpkin so I can sit there and work with the pie. If it's this dry, let me see what I can do with this and see if it works. See, when you see me do things like this, we're playing around to see what we can come up with. Because there's no recipe for this. So this is all just trying something out. So let's see. Okay, you're going to need some water to this. Okay. I'll try a tablespoon, see what that does. I think it will work. Okay, where is it? See, I like to take you into the kitchen when I'm trying something, even if it's going to work or not, and we're not going to know. You might as well at least try, right? We have to add more water to get you, because this seems to be a very dry one. I'm trying to get it the consistency like pumpkin, you know? But this is a very dry squash. Okay, try again. Almost becoming a paste. Okay? I'm telling you what's going on so you know. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to add more water to this to get you to go. Okay? I don't want a paste. I want it more like a pumpkin texture that I'm working on. And I know they're high in water. This one is. That seems more like a texture of pumpkin. Now, so we can try and see if it comes out as a pie tomorrow morning. It'll be a yellow pie though. It's funny, this cooks up real easy. Very little water, but blending it up into this is okay. All right, we'll make squash pie tomorrow with this. And we'll see how it comes out. I got to blend the rest of that up. So if this comes out or not, we're going to find out tomorrow. Well, I'm going to find out. Okay. Hi, Judy. Grandkids, okay. And we'll see how, because I know there's going to be sugar and stuff added to this. So I'm going to see how this goes tomorrow. Yeah, that's like pumpkin. I don't know if you've ever had a squash pie, but the seasonings are a little different. I'll get my cookbook and I'll read how we're going to be doing this tomorrow. It is a pretty color. If nothing else, it is a pretty color, though I've made a mess here. Let me get that recipe and I'll show you. Most people think of pumpkin pie, but they never think of making a squash pie. And yet, squash pies were very popular at one time. All right, pies. This is an old cookbook that I have. Oh, pies. Let's see. Let's go to pumpkin because it's on the same side as pumpkin. Pumpkin variety 312. Yeah, this book's falling apart. The pages actually come out of this book. It's really bad. 312. A squash pie has salt, milk, eggs, sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, and ginger with melted butter. And that's what we're going to be making tomorrow, squash pie, because this is a squash. So we're going to see how this comes out as a squash pie tomorrow. And that's what I'm going to be doing. Now, they put it on the same page with pumpkin pie with whipped cream, a plain basic pumpkin pie with sour, with cream and pools of honey, and a southern sweet potato pie. But we're actually going to try a New England squash pie, which was very popular, which you don't get anymore. That's why I'm using this specific pumpkin. Okay, so that's what's going to be coming out tomorrow. If everything works out, I got that like pumpkin, so it should work quite well. So listen, I'm going to let all of you go. I want you to enjoy the rest of your afternoon. And the storm is over, thank God. Well, they keep on threatening they're going to do more. But I think we're going to get rain now because we're in the higher 30. So listen, take care. And part 2 will be tomorrow, and we'll see how this comes out, okay? But it's a squash pie we're making, and I gave you the seasonings, and that's what we're going to be doing. So bye, Judy. So you all take care, and then you'll see me tomorrow afternoon, and I'll see how this pie comes out. If it comes out, fingers crossed. All right, bye-bye.